You go down and go back up, but the turnover, hurts you. It's a drive killer. It's 3rd and 1, and we're going to go for it on 4th and 1 if we didn't get it. But you don't even get a chance to get it going on 4th down. So it just.
But aside from the turnover, what did you see in the other possessions that just?
I'll have to go back and watch the videotape to give you a better assessment on Monday as far as what it looked like. But I know Kanate had one good catch. We just we didn't connect.
Pat, you guys did a relatively good job of limiting May at downs in the first half, but what do you think changed in the second half? I mean, the execution obviously
wasn't in there.
Yeah.
And he's disruptive. He's really good. Probably should have had some holding calls in the first half because they couldn't block him. And we didn't think they could, and they didn't. And then he's out, and that hurt. He's pretty good.
At the end of the first half, there was a lot of confusion on it was either on a pass interference call that wasn't called or a targeting. Are you able to explain what was happening there? It looked like you were pretty upset. What were you discussing?
Well, I didn't get a good explanation. You're talking about the PI.
I don't know what miscall was.
I have no idea either. Still don't know. And then they don't tell anybody. And we think it's a touchdown, or excuse me, we think it's a first down, and you have no clue. And then they don't pump up the clock. There was a lot of confusion out there for sure.
Pat, on Thursday, I mean, you sat down and told us you felt like the team was still undefeated because there were still all these self-inflicted mistakes that led to losses. Do you still feel that way after this
tonight? In the fourth quarter, yeah. I mean, for 3 quarters, I thought we played some solid football, and then it's a 60-minute game. Unfortunately, 45 minutes is not going to get it done. And again, that's a good football team. But fourth quarter was not good. I mean, put the defense in sudden change situation. I mean, the last 3 drives our defense was on the field was at the +49, the +35, and the +44. I mean, we give up 14 points on 2 short fields at the end. Whether it's on downs or the turnover, and you got to go for it, and we don't convert.
We talked about earlier this week how the margin of error moving forward was so slim. What do you say to your guys after a loss like this, where it seems like this is kind of a season-altering defeat?
I mean, every defeat is obviously tough for our kids. If they play hard, it's like I told them afterwards. I mean, they're playing their tails off. There's nobody quit. We got beat by a good football team today. You have to give them credit. Mac Brown does a good job. They got some football players, and like I said, Josh Downs and Drake May are good football players. And if you put them on the field in short fields, they're going to score points. They're going to score points on everybody. We just we got to occupy the ball, and our guys will be fine. We'll come back, bounce back. We got really good Syracuse team coming in at 3:30 on Saturday, and we get to come home and not play another night game. So
there was a lot of
refreshing.
There was a lot of play action used in the first half. Do you think that was the most comfortable Keaton looked using play action this year?
It's hard for me to tell you without watching the tape, but I thought he played really good for 3 quarters. I can't tell you he played bad in the fourth quarter because when you're not moving the ball or scoring touchdowns, you'd say it's not working. But I'm sure it's not just him. We gave up a critical sack. I think left tackle gave up a sack on a drive that again was another drive stopper. I think we only gave up maybe 1 sack today, so we protected him pretty good, but not good enough.
He hit a couple deep shots to Jared Wayne and then one to Bub in the first half. Was there more of an emphasis on trying to get the ball down the field early on, at least? We
thought we could because they weren't closing the middle of the field. Like a lot of teams we played this year, they kind of opened it up for some of those things. So, we executed. We dropped one big one too.
On 3rd down in the first half, you guys held them to 0 for 5. They went 4 for 6 on 3rd down in the second half. Is that something as simple as just Kalijah not being out there, or is it Drake May being a good quarterback? Is it a little bit of both of those things?
A little bit of both. I mean, he can extend plays with his feet. You saw him. He can run. We didn't do a good job containing the quarterback. And again, a lot of it, Kalijah Kancey, he's a good football player. And, he's hard to block in there. So, we'll look at the pressure we did or didn't put on, but it just seemed like he had a lot of time. He was sucking on the ball back there for a while. And you give a quarterback like that time, you're going to have problems.
Obviously, May is a pretty good player, but I mean, was he more than what you expected?
No, he's about the same as what I expected. He's really good, and that's what we saw on tape all week. Is that he can make plays. I mean, good football player.
Even on those like first couple scoring drives for them, you guys did a good job of limiting chunk plays, and that's something you always like to talk about. I guess we keep coming back to Kalijah, but like, what do you think allowed them to get more chunk plays later in the game?
He had time back there. I'll tell you again on Monday, but he had time. We let him scramble out of the pocket, and he likes to scramble to throw it. One time our backer came out of coverage, and he threw it right behind, right where he came. He's got to stay in coverage, and again, our D-line's got to contain him. So.
You brought up a drop pass. I think the one you referred to was Wayne, when he had the one over the top of the safety. Other than that, he had a pretty good game, another 100-yard game. Just what'd you see from him? What'd you like from him tonight?
Jared Wayne's a good football player. We just got to continue to find more ways to get in the ball. He's a playmaker. Kanate had a great catch at the end. So you got to look at the positives, and we'll just put it back together and come out next week.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, guys.